Learn a quick and good solution for your section B question in this video. So do watch it till the end. I'm Meghabhansali, ACCA and the Indian Qualified Chartered Accountant. I have come up with a FR series where I am solving all past papers of FR. So today what we have picked up is practice paper 1 from the CBE platform, and we are doing section B question. So we have already solved first and the second question of section B, so you can go and watch it in our earlier video. Today we would be solving section B question, third one. Now, what you can expect is to learn exam strategies, time management, and concept clarity related to the question. So, guys, please stay tuned till the end. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel because Section C is going to be launching soon, right after this video, and do share it with more of your FR friends. Mighty IT Co provides hardware, software, and IT services to small business customer. Now the hack or the key is you first read the question and then the requirement. So this saves a lot of time in the examination, and ideally you should not be spending more than 15 minutes for one question in the exam. So let's see how to do it in 15 minutes. Use the token to identify when Mighty IT Co should recognize revenue from combined goods and services contract in accordance with IFRS 15 from contract with customer. Now let's read the requirement related to this. Mighty IT Co has developed an accounting software package. The company offers a supply and installation service for $1,000 and a separate 2-year technical support service for $500. Alternatively, it also offers a combined goods and service contract that include both of these elements for $1,200. Payment of the combined contract is due 1 month after the date of installation. Now here the company is typically giving us two services. One is sale of software and the other is 2 years technical support. Now for both these sub-performance obligation, there is a separate recognition criteria. Now when I look at sale of software, the access, the ownership, the control has been transferred whenever you get the installation done of the software. So that's when you recognize your revenue because it is treated like sale of goods. So recognize revenue when the control or the ownership has been transferred. So performance obligation is satisfied on the date of installation. Whereas when I look at my technical support is a service, and for service, we recognize service when service is rendered. Now, in this case, the service will be rendered over a period of 2 years. So it's a long-term contract. So you recognize your revenue over 2 years period. So that's your answer. So when I go back here, Mighty IT Co should recognize revenue from the sale of the supply and installation service on the date of installation, and Mighty IT Co should recognize revenue from the sale of technical support service over the period of 2 years. Now moving on to our next question. For each combined contract sold, what is the amount of revenue that Mighty IT Co should recognize in respect of supply and installation of service in accordance with IFRS 15? Now, so basically, whenever I'm doing a combined service, I might give some discount. This discount needs to be allocated to both the part of my contract. So, to supply of software plus the technical support. So, here if you see there is a total discount of $300 because if I individually buy, it will be 1000 plus 500. If I'm buying it combined, it is 200. So there is a $300 discount. Now this needs to be allocated to both of them. Simple, you do a cross multiplication and all of these questions will be easily solved. You could do it on a calculator, but I'm just doing it on the scratch pad to explain it to you. Now 1500 service, I am getting it for 200. So my original supply service was for 1000. How much will this be at a discounted price? So you do a cross multiplication. So where you do 1200 into 1000 divided by 1500. Now keep a calculator handy so that you can solve all these questions quickly. So this will give me 800. So the value of my supply is 800 and then the value of my technical service would be 400 then. So the answer here is 800. Next question. Mighty ITCO sells a combined contract on 1st Jan 2016, the first day of its financial year. In accordance with IFRS 15, what is the total amount of deferred income that will be reported in Mighty ITCO's statement of financial position at 31st December 2016 to the nearest $1,000? Now they are asking me deferred income. What is deferred income? It means postponement of income. Defer means to postpone your income. So here, because my technical service is for 2 years, 1 year I will recognize revenue in the current year and 1 year I will recognize in the next year. So the next year revenue part will be deferred income in the current year because money has come in. So basically I have done debit bank, but what am I crediting? I cannot credit my revenue here, so I'm crediting my deferred income, which is my liability service to be given in the next year. So I know my total technical service is for 400, we calculated in the previous question. So divided by 2, so 200 to be recognized in the current year and 200 in the next year. So simply answer is 200. Now this question is slightly tricky, so I will tell you how to go about it, okay? In accordance with IAS 12 income taxes, what is the impact of property revaluation on the income tax expense of Mightyco for the year ended 31st December 2015? Now first let's read the requirement. In December 2015, Mighty ITCO revalued its corporate headquarters prior to revaluation. Carrying amount of the building was 2 million and it was revalued to 2.5 million. Now see, the first part actually talks about revaluation. Now whenever there is a revaluation, it results to defer tax. Here they are not asking us defer tax expense, they are asking income tax expense. So this part is not relevant. So don't get confused in the examination, read the question really well. Also what you can do is you could do a backward calculation. So you look at all these options and then you do a reverse calculation to identify if this is the if this data has to be used or not. Mighty ITCO also revalued a sales office on the same day. The office has been purchased for $5 lakh earlier in the year, but subsequent discovery of defects have reduced its value to $4 lakh. No depreciation has been charged on the sales office and any impairment loss is allowable for tax purpose. So basically what they're trying to say is 1 lakh of impairment loss can be shown as expense and then you will get your taxable profit. So this is what is allowable for tax purpose. That is what will affect my income tax expense. So if I'm charging 1 lakh of expense in my PL and reducing my profit, so my taxable profit is reducing by 1 lakh and my tax rate is given to me at 30%. So my tax expense is reducing by 30,000. So that is what will be the answer. Okay. Income tax expense decreased by 30,000. Now another way to look at it, okay, so you can simply look at the options and then look at the answer. Now whenever if there is a revaluation, okay, it will increase my tax expense. So now when I look at the other part that is given in the question, so there's a 2 lakh of asset in my books, in my tax books and 2.5 in my accounting books. So in my tax, I'm charging lower depreciation. So if I'm charging lower depreciation, my taxable profit is increasing. My income tax expense has to increase. Okay, it will not decrease. So if I had to consider that, then the first two could be uh, the option that I'm looking at. But now here, how much is the difference? 5 lakh is the difference. 5 lakh into my tax rate of 30% is 1.5 lakh. Now that's nowhere an option here. Okay. So this just this alone is not relevant. But if you look at now the second option, okay, increase by 1 lakh 20. Now this could also be a solution in the exam if you're getting confused, because there's an increase of 1 lakh 50 here and there's a decrease of 30,000 here. So if you're considering both the information, you might choose the second option in the exam, but be careful guys with the wordings. It is saying income tax expense. If I take this into consideration, I am taking the effect of deferred tax expense. So that's why this is not to be considered, only this part to be taken for your solution. and that's why option C is correct. Now moving on to our last question. In Jan 2016, the accountant at Mighty IT Co. produced the company's draft financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2015. He then realized that he had omitted to consider deferred tax on development cost. In 2015, development cost of $2 lakh had been incurred and capitalized. Development costs are deductible in full for tax purpose in the year they are incurred. The development was still in process at 31st December 2015. What adjustment is required to income tax expense in Mighty IT Co's statement of profit and loss for the year ended 31st December 2015 to account for deferred tax on development cost? So see, you see this question directly they are saying deferred tax effect. The previous question they did not mention deferred tax, they only spoke about income tax expense. So guys, please read your question very well, because if you have not read this question, you would have selected option B, and that would be completely wrong. Now here I need to do my deferred tax calculation. Deferred tax is very simple. Look at what is the asset as per my books, what is it as per tax base, and then the difference into my tax rate. Now here what they're saying is development cost can be capitalized in books of accounts but not capitalized in my tax books. So in my accounting books I have an asset of 2 lakhs. In my tax I don't have an asset, it is 0. So the difference is 2 lakhs into my tax rate is 30%. Now because the balance I'm getting is positive. So whenever in this equation I get a positive balance, it's a deferred tax liability. Now the accounting entry for liabilities: debit income tax expense, credit a deferred tax liability. So here my tax expense is increasing by 60,000. So the answer is increase of 60,000. So that's the solution to this question. So now I hope you've got a good idea on how to solve your section B question. Read the question first, then the requirement. Read each of the wordings very well. Read what the requirement is. If you're getting confused, you could do a backward calculation. So from the option, try to recalculate to see what data is given in the question. So sometimes that can also help. Please time yourself well. Do not spend more than 15 minutes on one question of section B. And very important guys, there is no negative marking. So if you're getting confused, just choose one option and move ahead, and you can always flag it for review. Come back if you have time and review your question again. So please use these FR series really well. They are to help all the students so that they can get good marks in the FR examination. So please do share it with your friends. And in case you're getting stuck anywhere and require any kind of assistance, you can always reach out to me. I'll be very happy to help you. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. The next video is on interpretation and analysis, which is, I know, very big pain point for a lot of FR students. So please subscribe and please stay updated with my channel. I'll be back with more such content. Till then, take care. See you all.